here we are with another episode of your favorite show and mine, Let's Get Technical, with your man, Sheed Wallace.
Bonzi Wells.
And today, we have a very special guest, someone who means a lot to both of us, Bonzi and I. And we have the #1 player in the 2021 recruiting class. Ladies and gentlemen, from the frozen tundras of Minnesota, like to introduce to you Chet Holmgren.
Appreciate them having me on.
What's good, big fella? How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be here. Happy to be here with you,
it's
man.
a great weekend at the Iverson Classic.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get right into it. So what does that mean to you to be here at the Iverson Classic? Like, are you putting this up there with all the other All-Star games that you've been to? Because I know you've played in a lot of them. Where does this rank in in the Chets book?
Yeah, it's right there up at the top with all the other great ones. None of them have obviously this type of a name on the event, and then on top of that, to be able to meet the man behind it and everything that means along with it, and then all the stuff that we've done this weekend already, from going to the MLK place where he was assassinated and being able to see that
Civil Rights Museum,
be able to see that monument and everything it stands for. It's been a great weekend so far.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. And ever since we met you, man, we've just been nothing but impressed with you, the type of guy you are, the humbleness, the hard worker you are. Like, you're just the type of guy who just roll the ball out there, you just want to hoop. But let's go back far. Let's talk about your journey. As a young fella, really wasn't highly recruited early, and then when you busted on the scene. Let's talk about that process and the mindset and from then to where you're at now.
Yeah, where you want to start? It's definitely it goes way back.
This when you started, like when you started getting that, like when people started being like, oh, Chet is, hey, Chet, when it started kind of going, because you went viral, that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Let's talk about that process.
Yeah, so I'd say that kind of started with my sophomore high school season. Yeah. That was when I started kind of feeling my body and start to learn how I was moving and stuff, because I grew. I had a big growth spurt and I was kind of move awkward and stuff. Yeah, I had to, my muscles had to catch up to my bones a little bit.
Right.
So once that happened, I started to kind of move a lot more fluid and, get more coordination. And then that sophomore year, we won state and then rolled right into AAU. And I think that first AAU tournament in Chicago for the UA Association, I averaged triple-double with blocks. And then after that, it was kind of just the whole summer. It was just, kind of my coming out party.
Yeah. Said that so we just triple-double.
Light triple-double. but with blocks, though, who's done that before? The Dream or maybe something like that, maybe. But
all these triple-doubles is nothing. But with that, so I had a growth spurt myself. Left 8th grade at 6'3", checked in the 9th grade at 6'9". But obviously your growth spurt is still going. Still going.
Well, mine was pretty similar. I checked into 8th grade at 6'3", checked out probably about 6'8", 6'9". So yeah. So
you was like a newborn deer.
Pretty much, yeah. And I was
baby deer, couldn't really.
Yeah, knees hurt, couldn't move. Took a while to catch up.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us about Chet. What are you into? What type of things you like to do outside of basketball? So if you have, let's say, 2 days off, and your coach is like, I don't want nobody near a gym. Stay away from the ball.
My coach.
What does Chet do?
I've never heard that before. But, hang out with my friends. Play video games. It depends on the season. When it's winter, you can't really go do too much in Minnesota. Pretty much.
Ice skate.
I don't know. I haven't done that in a long time either. But there's some stuff to do in Minnesota. We got the Mall of America. It's a pretty big mall. I think it's the biggest.
One of the biggest for sure.
Yeah, but that's kind of the same thing. So you can't go do that, every weekend. It get old. But yeah, I mean, I'm a boring guy. I just like to hoop, kick it.
It's funny. That's what we were talking off camera. Like, man, this guy just loves to hoop. I mean, you're just a hooper. So when you think about, your game now, and it's been tough. You went through your process. You had your sophomore, your junior, then the COVID hits. Yeah. So what have you been doing through COVID? Working on your game, and when you think about your game, because we all have so many comparisons to your game. Who do you think you play like? Who do you think you play like, or who have you been trying to pattern your game after?
Yeah, to start with the first one, I think COVID was probably the best thing that's happened for my career, honestly, because instead of having to travel every weekend and play 4 or 5 games and then kind of take the week to recover, going into the next weekend, I was able to hit the weight room for 6 days a week, and I was able to do that for pretty much 7 months straight before November when we had our first basketball game again, and I think it was Phoenix. So I put on like 15, 16 pounds since then. And now I think I'm up probably closer to 20, and still counting. So people tell me I look a little bigger, and it makes me smile sometimes.
That's good, but
I've been putting the work in.
Work.
So,
Yeah, I was about to say the
definitely,
hard work you put in.
Yeah. So
and you loading up on the food, because I watched you at the Civil Rights Museum eating. This guy put down, I'm talking about 2 plates of greens, and you had the mac and cheese, the cornbread, the chicken, like you ate it all. And
the key to hot sauce. The hot sauce makes it easy.
Hot sauce makes it taste all better.
Oh yeah,
huh?
everything.
So tell us about this whole recruitment process that you went through. You have every school in the country on your head, all the top big D1 programs on your head. What made you choose to go with the Bulldogs of Gonzaga?
Yeah. It definitely wasn't easy because, like you said, it's kind of a lot to sort through, especially I've never gone through the process before. Like I was going and learning as I go. But I had a lot of great people around me to help me with the whole process, from my dad to my coaches, to Jalen as well. He actually went to Gonzaga, so anything I needed to ask, I could pretty much go to those 3, and they pretty much had an answer for me with anything I needed to know, as well as for the most part, all the coaches, they do a great job of being pretty straightforward,
right?
Telling you what what you're asking and not just kind of what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Fact that.
So even going through that process, you've been blessed to have a father that went through that process before, and he went to the University of Minnesota. How did you get out of Minnesota recruiting wise? I know he was pulling away. How did you get out of Minnesota and let you go? I mean, I know there was really, but just having a father that's been through that. Let's just talk about that process.
That helps a lot because like I said, all this is pretty new to me because I'm learning as I go. I haven't lived through this before, but. I got people around me who have in different aspects. My dad's gone through the recruiting process, played in college. Jalen went through the recruiting process. Jalen's dad, my coach, went through it with him as well. So, being able to, go to my dad and, ask these things or just get advice from him, it's really helpful. And, I'm not going to, speak too much on my recruitment in the schools I didn't pick because, I don't want to stir up the fan base.
Was North Carolina one of them?
There was one of the final 7, yeah.
Okay, because
wait, was Ball State one?
Unfortunately, no. They never offered me that, so that's not.
Come on, Ball State, you didn't offer me
that. But with you, we know your goals and aspirations are to go to that NBA level. Are you looking forward to even playing in college or? Oh, actually, I'll take it back. The question I should ask you, have you ever even thought about skipping college, maybe to go to the G League or maybe even overseas to play professional?
Yeah.
Has that crossed your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I weighed all my options and, made sure I'm picking the right one for me. So, it definitely crossed my mind, definitely thought about it. But at the end of the day, kind of decided that, college was the right route for me, not only with basketball, but, all other aspects of life as well. So.
Word.
So with Gonzaga, they had an amazing season last year. Amazing run. They just, was a few possessions away from being, one of the best teams in the history of college basketball. Do you think you're the guy, the missing piece that can get them over that hump? And I know your best friend Jalen may or may not be leaving, but do you think you can be that guy that can get them over the hump?
Yeah. Well, Jalen is leaving.
Oh, okay.
He did. I'm not spilling the beans because he did announce, but okay. I don't think I'd let him stay anyways.
Okay.
The dream for us always been play together at that NBA level. Yeah. So I wouldn't even let him turn down because I know that's been a dream of his just as long as it's been a dream of mine. So I wouldn't let him turn that down. But I wouldn't say I'm anything less than that guy that could come in and make a huge impact for a team. And, that's the goal. I don't, and, I'm sure our team as well doesn't plan on, losing too many games. So, we're gonna come in early in the summer and, get to work.
Yeah.
Good tandem with him and Timmy.
Oh, him and Timmy is gonna be a problem.
Good tandem.
Timmy's a bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
The stash.
So before we let you get out of here, man, get some rest for this big game tonight, I just got one question to ask you.
Yeah.
What does the term "ball is life" mean to you?
Ball is life means to me kind of just what it says. I mean, it's just such a big aspect of your life, that, your life will be completely different without it. And, I don't see, my life not having basketball in it in some capacity for, the entirety of my life going forward. Whether that is, coaching or doing something around basketball after I retire from playing. But yeah, it's going to be in my life.
Yes.
Sure. Well, you heard it here. It's the next one up, man. So from Bonzi Wells, Rasheed Wallace, the man, Chet the man.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Always tune in. We're gonna be on. We're gonna have more content up next. We're gonna have fire players. So make sure you always tune in and check out Let's Get Technical.
Yes, sir.